You ever just get that feeling, that deep, almost aching desire for some peace, for a way to cut through all the clutter in life, that feeling that, there has to be a way to find some real freedom from, well, from everything.
Today, we're going to dive into that very quest. We're looking at a really ancient, very profound conversation about exactly this, finding liberation from attachment.
Yeah, our source material is called The Inquiry of Dhotaka. It's part of this amazing old collection of verses. And the thing is, this isn't just some dry text. It's presented as a real live exchange between this seeker, Dhotaka, and his teacher, who's called Bhagavā, the Blessed One. Think of it as a guide, not just about facts, but about understanding inner peace itself, real freedom.
Exactly. And that's really our mission for you in this deep dive. We want to pull out the insights from this short but really powerful dialogue, insights you can actually use. We're here to sort of unpack the steps, the wisdom it offers for reaching a state of, well, genuine detachment, real peace, right here, right now.
Okay, so let's jump in. Dhotaka starts things off, verse 1061, with this really strong plea. He says, I ask you, Blessed One, tell me, I yearn for your voice, great sage. Having heard your utterance, may I train myself for Nibbana. What's the significance of that specific bit, may I train myself?
Oh, that's absolutely key. Straight away, it tells you this isn't, a passive request. Dhotaka isn't looking for a magic wand or a handout. He's saying, I'm ready to work. I'm a student. He wants the method, the path, so he can cultivate liberation himself. It's not about being given it.
Right. And Bhagava's reply in the next verse, 1062, it's just as direct, isn't it? Then exert yourself, Dhotaka, hear itself, discerning and mindful. Having heard my utterance here, you shall train yourself for Nibbana. It's like, boom, right back at you. Which, if you're yearning for peace, might almost feel a little unhelpful. Why is it so important that the responsibility is immediately put back onto the seeker?
Because the kind of wisdom Bhagava's offering, it isn't like learning a historical date or a scientific fact. You can't just be told it and have it. It has to be grown, cultivated from inside your own experience. When he says here itself, he means right now, in your immediate awareness, your direct perception. It demands active, moment-by-moment engagement, being discerning and mindful within your awareness, not, waiting for someone else to fix you.
Okay. Then Dhotaka, in verse 1063, he expresses this incredible admiration. He says, I see in the world of gods and humans the Brahman, without possessions, moving freely. I bow to you, all-seeing one. Release me, Saka, from doubts. What is Dhotaka actually seeing in Bhagavā here? And it was with using terms like Brahman and Saka.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It shows you just how deep his respect is. He's likely using Brahman here not as the specific Hindu deity, but more like the highest ideal, a perfected being, someone truly without possessions, meaning completely unburdened by any kind of attachment, mental or physical. And Saka, well, that's sometimes a name for the king of the gods, like Indra. He's using these powerful terms to emphasize the immense wisdom and freedom he sees in Bhagavā. He's basically saying, you've achieved this state of complete, unshakable liberation that I desperately want for myself. Please help.
So he clearly thinks Bhagavā can just solve his problem.
Ah.
But then Bhagava's reply, verse 1064, is pretty remarkable. I shall not go to release anyone from doubt in the world, Dhotaka, but by knowing the excellent Dhamma, you will thus cross this flood.
Yeah.
That's a flat-out refusal to just take the doubts away.
It is, and it's such a crucial turning point in the conversation.
Right.
Bhagavā isn't saying, I don't have the wisdom. Not at all. He's correcting Dhotaka's whole understanding of how this works. He's saying, look, I'm not going to wave a hand and make your doubts vanish or magically carry you across the flood of suffering. Instead, he says, I'll show you the Dhamma, the teaching, the path, the way things truly are, and by knowing that, by applying it, you will free yourself. It completely shifts the focus, away from waiting for external help towards understanding internal transformation.
And Dhotaka doesn't seem put off by this, actually. He sort of refines his request in the next verse, 1065. He says, instruct me, O Brahman, out of compassion concerning the state of detachment, which I may know, so that I may dwell here unattached, like space uninjured. So he's not asking to be freed from doubt anymore. Now he's asking for the specific knowledge, the vivekadama, the path of detachment or solitude. He wants to know how to be like space, just untouched.
Yes, that's a really important pivot you've picked up on. Dhotaka gets it. He's moved from just wanting freedom from something to asking for the specific method to achieve a state of being. He wants the how-to guide for detachment now. It's about understanding the mechanics, the internal gears of liberation, not just wishing for the outcome.
And Bhagavā then gives him this really compelling promise, verse 1066. I shall declare to you peace, Dhotaka, untainted, seen in this very life, which having known and living mindfully, you will cross entanglement in the world. He's promising a peace you can actually experience. Now, in this life, if you practice mindfully, that idea of peace in this very life, that's incredibly powerful, isn't it?
It absolutely is. It grounds the whole thing. This isn't some far off, maybe after you die kind of goal. No, it's a state of being you can access, you can cultivate right here in your everyday life through mindful awareness. And you can see Dhotaka is ready. He's eager in verse 1067. I rejoice in that supreme peace. He's like, okay, yes, tell me.
So the million-dollar question then, how do you actually get this detachment, this peace, this state of being uninjured like space? What's the core instruction?
Right. And here it is. This is really the heart of Bhagava's teaching in this exchange. Verse 1068. Whatever you perceive, Dhotaka, upwards, downwards, across, or in the middle, knowing this to be attachment in the world, do not create craving for existence or non-existence.
Okay, whatever you perceive, know this to be attachment. Do not create craving. That sounds, deceptively simple, like just don't crave. But anyone who's ever, say, doom scrolled online or tried to push away an annoying thought knows that don't crave is really, really hard. How does this not creating craving for existence or non-existence actually work with something concrete, like maybe a strong opinion you hold, or even wanting this conversation we're having right now to be, perfect?
That's a fantastic way to ground it, because yes, it is deceptively simple on the surface. What Bhagavā is getting at is that anything that comes into your awareness, any thought, feeling, sound, sight, idea, opinion, anything upwards, downwards, across, in the middle, has the potential to become an attachment, a hook. The path to peace isn't about stopping perception. You can't just shut everything off. It's about recognizing that potential for clinging, for binding in everything you perceive. And then this is the crucial bit, not feeding the fire, not fueling the fundamental urge, the craving around it. So take your strong opinion. The craving might be for it to exist as the truth, for others to accept it. Or take an unpleasant thought. The craving might be for it to not exist, to go away immediately. Both are forms of craving for existence or non-existence. Both create entanglement, suffering. The wisdom here is see the opinion, see the thought, acknowledge it is there, recognize its potential to hook you, and then just don't add the craving. Don't create that desperate need for it to be or not to be. It's a radical shift, really. It changes your whole relationship with perception itself. Stepping back from that constant pull to either grab onto things or push them away.
Wow. Yeah, not fueling the craving. That really does bring Dhotaka's whole journey here, this conversation with Bhagavā, full circle. We saw him go from that sort of general, intense yearning for freedom all the way to this deeply practical, profound instruction. That core idea from verse 1068. See anything you perceive as potential attachment and then consciously choose not to create craving around its existence or non-existence. That really is the heart of it all.
Absolutely. And if you think about how this connects to your life, listening now, especially as you said, in this world drowning in information and distraction, this idea of spotting potential attachment everywhere, news headlines, social media posts, your own reactions, desires, aversions, and then consciously choosing not to fuel the craving around them, that's an incredibly powerful tool. It's not just about, monks letting go of robes. It's about releasing that mental grip on ideas, opinions, expectations, outcomes, even the constant buzz of daily life. And that promise from verse 1066, peace seen in this very life, suddenly feels very real, doesn't it? It becomes this tangible goal you can actually work towards right now. It makes this ancient wisdom incredibly relevant, a living practice for navigating today.
So here's something to chew on, maybe. If everything we perceive, from the smallest sensation to the biggest idea, the mundane to the magnificent, if it all holds this potential for attachment, how might that change the way we think about knowledge itself, or even about doing a deep dive like this? What would it mean for your own searching, your own learning, if you sought not just information, but also that release, that freedom from the craving for it to exist or not exist in a certain way? What might that look like